Hi, Jennifer. Doing good, doing good. I did a couple of meditations before I started this live stream, so I'm kind of very relaxed right now. How are you today? Yes, this past weekend, I was at the Long Beach Psychic Fair. I was doing tarot readings at the fair. So, yeah, it was actually pretty decent. It was actually pretty nice. I met some people that I feel will be coming around to the live streams from time to time too. I let people know about the live streams as well as my private readings. So, we might be able to see those faces around sometime soon, hopefully. But yeah, that was just this past weekend. I'm tired, but I'll live. LOL. I'm just on lunch at work. What do you do? I don't think I've ever asked you what you did for a living, if you don't mind me asking. I mean, I always have fun when I do the psychic fairs, honestly, like because that's like my realm to me. That's my sanctuary. That's my, just doing all this spiritual healing art stuff and hanging out with my community, with my people. Um that's just my thing. So whenever I'm around my people, around my healers, around other fellow tarot readers and fortune tellers, that's more, well, that's just, I'm in my sanctuary. So to me, that's always fun, of course. Sadly, I work in retail, but I'm only part-time. Okay, well, is it at least, your favorite department store or something like that? Because if it is, I mean, at least you get some discounts, right? My mom used to work at a department store for her a very long time before she passed. And I'm not gonna lie, well, she enjoyed it. She loved it, but some people love customer service, some people don't, you know. And my mom, well, she was a people person, so for her it was like her favorite thing, and then she had her friends that she would work with and all of that. So I make 14.50 an hour part time. I need to start making at least $700 a week. Not these $400 paychecks or less than $300 sometimes, even $250 a week. Not even that. Yeah, I can only imagine, like, just depending on how many hours they give you that week, it can range between $250 to $400, and but you want to make a minimum of 700 to make, a comfortable living at least. But it happens. I know how it feels. Have you thought about maybe like picking up like maybe an Uber or maybe doing Uber Eats or Postmates? I mean, some people don't like that stuff. Yeah, it varies every week and it sucks. This is why I can't afford a place of my own to live. Alrighty, I just received a payment. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and submit your question, Rhoda. No, I don't have a driver's license yet. Never got one. I don't blame you. Some people, get it, some people don't. I grew up, when I grew up, where I grew up in LA, so I knew people who were like in their 50s and their 60s and they didn't have a car, they didn't have a license, it's a totally different lifestyle, but, especially depending on the area that you are and whatnot, and then cars are a lot of money, so it's definitely a lot of money. Hi, Rhoda. I just received your payment. Thank you so much. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and submit your question. I'm working on it though, but yeah, that's true and it sucks. Hey, if you want me to be honest, I just got mine like 3-4 years ago. So I haven't been driving myself for very long either. And for me, it was a personal choice to all college, basically after I graduated and even after a few years after college, it was a personal choice of mine. And it was a tough one, but I did it because I wanted to save money. I wanted to focus on other things. And good thing I did, because now not only once I got my license, I got myself a brand new car. I didn't get a used car or a bucket car. And I also got a big car, because I do these psychic shows. I needed to get a pickup truck. So thanks to my saving and me just waiting, and then also too, I've always just had really good luck with finding remote jobs. I saved and I got myself a brand new pickup truck. So, and now that thing is what has me doing the psychic fairs now. And in time, it will all happen for you. And the way it happened for me too, when I was like 27, 28, and people were like, why don't you have a car already? It did make me feel some type of way, but honestly, it didn't really matter at the end of the day, because look at now, I can run my business doing psychic fairs. And then once I pay off my car, I'm going to focus on getting a home. That's going to be my goal after I buy the house. That's pretty neat. Well, how old are you now, if you don't mind me asking? Well, right now I'm 32. So, yeah, it did take me a while. Would like to know about my living situation. Should I stay or should I find somewhere else to live? So interesting that we're talking about living situations and buying a home and stuff like that, right? With my conversation with Jennifer. But for you, Rhoda, we have right here the Nightmare Before Christmas Tarot. So I'm going to use this deck for you to go ahead and see about your living situation. Should you stay or if you should find somewhere else to live? Let's see what the cards want to say for you. Wow. So one card wanted to fly out and it was Strength. So I'm going to put Strength right here on the side. Now it is Behemoth from the Nightmare Before Christmas. So I'm just going to go ahead and put him here on the side. And two our other cards wanted to accompany the Strength card, and we have the 9 of Needles, or that would be equivalent to the 9 of Swords, and the 6 of Potions, or the 6 of Cups in reverse. The cards are telling me if you move, you want to move out or away from either where you are right now or from your hometown. Is this your hometown that you're currently living in? If it's not your hometown that you're currently living in, then this is telling me that you just want to move away. And you definitely, your hometown is not an option, whether you currently live in your hometown or you're not living in your hometown and you're just thinking about moving closer to your hometown because of family or it's just easier or cheaper, but you don't want to. But I am also seeing stress with that. But something that I've noticed a lot, especially this past weekend when I did the psychic fair, strength has been coming out a lot when it has been trying to talk a lot about boundaries. Okay, yes, you are in your hometown. Exactly. So that was the kind of feeling that I got with this card, Six of Cups in reverse. So you probably are currently in your hometown. And maybe you're just thinking to yourself, like, well, if I'm moving, then my hometown is not an option. I want to get out of here. Like, I see you want to get out of there. You don't want to see any more familiar faces, or at least that's just something that could be a reason why. But there's stress along with this decision. There's just stress in this whole situation, a lot of anxiety in this whole situation. And this is about boundaries in a way. I've been seeing this. I saw strength a lot in the weekend when I did the psychic fair. And I feel like it's been a collective energy since this past weekend. Then again, we've had the supermoon just yesterday. And it's the first supermoon of the year. And it is also in Leo. Or we're in Leo season, I mean. So it's about boundaries. I saw something about your hometown, and you said, yes, you're currently in your hometown. And I'm seeing that, this is about you leaving and that being a thing about for you. Like, you want to leave the hometown. That moon was way cool looking to look at. Yeah, it totally was. And it's the first super moon of the year. And we usually have 4 of those. I think it was called the blue moon or something like that. Once in a blue moon. Well, that's what yesterday, that was the blue moon. So we had that yesterday, which is why I wanted to do the psychic fair. That was this weekend, why I made it a point to attend it and stuff like that, because with that super moon, that would have been really, really, really cool. But let's go ahead and see. But I see that you just don't want to stay. You don't want to stay in your hometown. You don't want that to be an option. But let's see if you should stay where you are specifically, or if you should move somewhere else. All right, so in the bottom of the deck, as your overall theme, we have the 3 of Cups, and then we have the Star in reverse, 2 of Candles, the Moon, Queen of Needles, King of Wands, or the King of Candles in reverse, and then we also have the 9 of Presents. Okay, so Yeah, I'm seeing that you're quite indecisive about the whole thing because you want to make the right choice for yourself, but at the same time, I am seeing that I see this whole thing about your hometown, about how you really do just want a change of scenery. You don't want to be in the hometown in general. And from what I'm seeing about you, should you stay where you are specifically, um, I think you should. I think you should. If there are certain things that you are dissatisfied about regarding where you live or where you're located, like for instance, if you're renting an apartment and you're just dissatisfied with how certain things are, they are saying, you could easily find resources or find how to talk about things or who to talk to resolve certain issues. So that's the cards are highlighting the idea of communication, and how that can help you resolve your issue, because it is telling me here that you are indecisive, um, because at the same time you want to make the right choice. You might feel what you feel, but at the same time you're still practical enough to make the right choice for yourself, even if it's not what you want ultimately. You get me? And that's what the cards are telling me about you. And you would be willing to swallow your pride if that was the best course of action for you. But from what the cards are telling me, right now, I would say stay. I would say stay. I would stay there for as long as I could. The cards are telling me here, if I would stay there for as long as I could. Um, yeah, yeah, I would try to stay there as long as I could if I were you. And I'm talking about years to come. Does that make sense? Is there anything you want me to clarify? You want me to specify, Rhoda? Was that not a very satisfying answer? I'm sorry if it wasn't, but the cards are telling me, yeah, that right now for you, the best thing for you to do is to stay where you are. They are telling me that there is this want or this need to want to leave, and wanting to leave the hometown, or that you were in the hometown and you did confirm that you were still in the hometown and you want to know about specifically staying where you're currently living. And they're saying right now, stick to it. Totally stick to it. Okay. I'll see you around, Rhoda. Thank you so much once again for coming around, sticking around, and don't forget to like this video. Okay? Hey, G-Ram, how are you doing today? Well, I'm actually surprised seeing you here, actually, and seeing you this early. I'm guessing it's your day off? All right, G-Ram, I just received your payment. Thank you so much. Whenever you're ready, submit your question. Oh, you got home a bit early. Okay, so you did work. You ran out of there. Hi, Jennifer. If you want a private reading, you can go to my website at mermaidoracle.com, and right there you can see all of my different prices. They range between $47 and $111. Okay. So, and you can choose between having a text message, not a text message, an email reading, audio recording reading, or of course, Zoom, Skype, FaceTime, all of that over the phone. And yes, okay, you can find that on my website. And as far as for you, G-Ram, why did you run out of there? What happened today? Did we have a Mercury retrograde moment at work and you just couldn't wait to get home? What should you know right now? My website is mermaidoracle.com. Just like this channel, this YouTube channel is called Mermaid Oracle, mermaidoracle.com. Okay? And then right there, you will be able to see my services. No, I always run out, but today all my trains arrived right on time. Oh, that's awesome. It was just one of those days where everything was just working great according to plan, right? You're welcome, Jennifer. Thank you. All right, Jennifer, I'll see you in a bit. All right, so let's go ahead and see what should you know right now. So we're going to go ahead and use the Witch's Tarot for you for this reading. Okay, so let's see what the cards want to say for you. Head out of the Libra. What should you know right now? Okay, so let's see. Is there anything you should know right now? All right, so we have Four of Pentacles, then we have Six of Pentacles in reverse, the Devil in reverse, Nine of Swords, Two of Swords in reverse, Four of Swords, and also the Sun in reverse. So, anything specifically that you need to know right now? Well, not necessarily about anything that's coming up, but about things that we might be obsessing about that we should probably let go. So the cards are talking to me about how you in general are very guarded and you are very protective of yourself. And the reason why you are very guarded and very protective of yourself, G-Ram, is because it seems like you were always someone who wore your heart on your sleeve, or you were just a very emotional person growing up. Not that it's a problem, but people tend to abuse that. People tend to abuse when they know that someone has their heart on their sleeve, or this is someone who is an emotional person, or someone who is just a lover, or just someone who is an empathizer, a very compassionate person. And I think you were all of that. You were always very compassionate, empathetic, helpful, loving, and I feel like a lot of people abuse that. abuse your hospitality, abuse the fact that you are just a really good person, and helping others. And the thing is that the cards are telling me that it seems like there has been a pattern of you overextending yourself for friends, but really never having that for, for yourself. Never really, I can't really say. You probably either have a friend or a family member that if shit hit the fan, probably wouldn't be able to rely on anyone. I feel like if anything, people would rely on you for help or for favors. Or, I mean, you did mention us, about you giving some money away or loaning some money away yesterday when we did your reading on yesterday's live stream. But this is telling me right here that it almost seems like, just almost like it's kind of like a universal thing, like, and the thing with the universe, it seems like you're always out helping others and you're always having people's back, but nobody really has your back. And you know that. You're just like everyone's little guardian angel. And it's always been that way. You've always been the resourceful one, and just resourceful, even resourceful for other people. But I feel like it's not like you're complaining. I think you like that you're resourceful and that you really have your own back, because it's better than nothing, right? And that's what the cards are telling me. It's really better than nothing. And at the same time, who would hate being reliable, right? Nobody does. And from what the cards are telling me right here, at least it's better than nothing. Not being reliable and not being able to rely on anyone, that would be horrible. So, but it is something that I feel like you think about a lot, or something you have been thinking about a lot, maybe even recently. Maybe that is something you have been thinking about a lot. Maybe that's something that stresses you out. Maybe you worry about worst case scenarios sometimes. But from what the cards are telling me right here, I do see that you might end up isolating yourself. I think, and I feel like this is just for you to recharge and kind of just focus on you. You have those moments of introspection from what I see. And with the Four of Swords, I see that you might have a moment where you might kind of just go MIA, from people and stuff, more than probably what you do now. Trying to stay under the radar with the Sun card in reverse. So really not necessarily anything you need to know, but more of it's something that I guess the cards have, the universe is aware of, and kind of just they're bringing this to your attention, that this is something that you've thought about, and maybe this is something we should stop thinking about so much, about how no one has your back, and you have your own back and everyone else's back. And if worst case scenario you weren't the person that you are today, well, the hell with I think all of y'all would have been suffering, your friends, your relatives, and all of that. You're a very resourceful person, a very reliable person. But you want it, but in a way there seems to be, because in the position of the Self, we have the Eight of Swords in reverse. So this representing you, in a way you kind of want to get out of that. Maybe you don't want to be reliable to other people, but for the Eight of Swords in general talks about wanting to get unstuck. So maybe being that resource, or being that resourceful person for other people, maybe that makes you feel stuck, and maybe you kind of want to disappear. Maybe that's why we saw the whole MIA thing earlier. But from what I'm seeing right here in the cards as well, a lot of people are noticing that, you're getting sick and tired of being the resourceful one. So, whether you have made this obvious or whether you have made this a point or not, I think people are noticing that you don't want to continue to always have everyone's back, that you don't always intend on always trying to be Superman for everyone, you know. But it's because for some reason I don't really see this as a bad thing. The Queen of Swords. I just see that, ending the reading with the Queen of Swords and then you being Libra, I feel like this is saying, you're just gaining more knowledge under your belt. You're just gaining more experiences under your belt, more life experiences under your belt. And this is about just really making a choice about this, a choice about whether who you should keep around or not. Who you should keep around or not. So this is really talking about friends and people in your inner circle and about, who really keeps you around because you're resourceful or because they really care about you. And from what the cards, from what it seems like, you are a very resourceful person. You're a very helpful person, but you are also not done. And from what the cards are saying right here, it's like you don't always, you never, it's not that you hate helping from what I saw. It's just that you didn't really expect to be everyone's superhero all the freaking time, So from what I saw in the cards is that this could be something that has been pondering in your mind a lot. And maybe just recently, because and maybe it was because of yesterday's reading, when it came to the loan and stuff. But the point is, from what I saw, this is more of just a general idea, or just because you're just a very helpful and a very resourceful person and just a very reliable person. But like I said, it's not like you hate helping people, which I didn't see that at all. It's just that, at the same time, it seems like you are surrounded by people who, they can, they need to be a little bit, smarter about their choices from what I saw. And you're just playing hero. You're just playing Superman all the time. Okay, so what do you think, G-Ram? Tell me, what do you think? It makes sense. I do try to save everyone. Yeah, and that's kind of just what I saw. And first thing that I thought of was like, is it because you let someone borrow money yesterday? But then the feeling that I got was like, no, you do this a lot. The feeling that I got empathically was that you do this a lot. Where people call you up whenever they are just, in the middle of some crazy shit. And, and I just hope if I ever need it, I can count on them. Yeah, but see, this is the thing though. Like, I don't know if this is already something you already know or don't. From what I see, is that you are probably, it's not that they don't want to or they can't, or maybe that's the case, but regardless of that, regardless of whether, they would want to or not, I feel like you're surrounded by a lot of people who are just not very reliable and just not very smart about their actions or their decisions. So, um, even if they wanted to, they wouldn't be able to, from what I saw. Exactly. And from what I saw is that, you really don't ask for help. You have your own back, really. I mean, you really are just, from what I saw, you're really responsible, you're self-reliable, but you don't seem to be surrounded by people who just have the same habits as you, or just don't make the income that you do, probably, if that's the case, if they're not making enough. But from what I saw is that, from what I felt, it was more like you were just surrounded by people who just didn't have it together, probably had bad spending habits or indulgence issues, or just people who are just not reliable, not mature enough, not grown. And you're always just the superhero. You're just the person they think of whenever, shit hits the fan. And that's what I saw. So what do you think about this reading? What are your thoughts? What do you think? Now, G-Ram, I know you submitted for 2 questions. Do you want to ask another question? Can you hear me now, Gerardo? I said, I know you submitted a payment for 2 questions, or yeah, you submitted a payment for 2 questions. Did you want to ask a second question, or was that a donation? Yeah, it's interesting that you're asking about a home, because I remember yesterday's live stream when you came in. That was the thing that I saw yesterday. I was like, "You're gonna buy a home, or you're thinking about buying a home," something like that. I don't remember exactly how I said it, or yeah, that I saw that you were. That was like your agenda right now. Like you're looking to buy a home, and so let's see if it will happen in 2 years' time, within 24 months or less. Within 24 months or less, do we see Gerardo Ramos, Libra, purchasing a home? Wow. Okay, so we have the high priest or the hierophant in reverse. Then we have right here the hermit in reverse, 7 of swords, queen of wands, king of wands in reverse, 4 of wands, page of swords in reverse, and then in the bottom of the deck we have right here the high priest, which I said already, in reverse. 50-50 chance leading towards a no. I do see the challenges buying a home, but the thing is that I feel like I think it's leaning towards a no because of this king of wands in reverse. I think it's more out of indecision. I do see that you are going to be preoccupied. I do see that you're going to be active in, house hunting, probably even visiting open houses and stuff like that. I do see that you will be active in researching. However, it's going to be like whether that's just purely online or both online and open houses and visiting, different areas and stuff like that, or all of the above, right? I do see that you are going to be active. But from what the cards are telling me, it's leaning towards a no. It's a 50-50 chance leaning towards a no because you are going to be indecisive. But I feel like it could be I feel like part of the indecision can come from the idea that you might be thinking about just building your own home. I feel like that might be an idea with these two cards, thinking outside the box, and then this is about building a foundation, building a home, I feel like with that, now I'm thinking maybe you're going to kind of hold back because now I see that maybe in the future it could be a thing where you're going to be wondering, well, do I just buy a home or should I just build a home? So I see you thinking about that. So I don't think it's for a bad reason. I think it's more like I think you want to make the right choice for yourself, and you don't just want to make a decision because you don't just want to mark it off your bucket list either. You want something you want. I think you want to be a bit particular, and why not? I don't think it's going to be for a bad reason. So I don't think it's going to be for a bad reason. I think it's going to be for a good reason. I think it's because there's going to be indecision, thinking outside the box, and this could be maybe because we might want to build a home because this is building a foundation, and it could be even building something with someone too as well. That could be a possibility. So maybe by then you might find someone. But I do see that being a possibility that maybe there might be a delay because you might want to reconsider possibly buying property and building a home rather than just buying a home that's already built. Is that so? Head out of those. Is that something you have already been thinking about, because now I'm wondering if that's something that you have been thinking of, or if this is more of a future thing. So if this isn't something that has crossed your mind lately, or this has been on your mind, then this could be something in the future where maybe we hesitate on maybe buying a home or something because we start wondering if maybe just building one would be something you'd be happier with. So I don't think it's going to be bad. So it's not a bad reason. But I see that there would be indecision with that idea. So I'm seeing indecision because of that. You just started researching. Okay. So this is just something barely new. So then this could be a thing where maybe as we move along in the future, we see you hesitating because you're wondering, should I buy a home or should I build one? You don't know anything about that. Okay. Well, it's not really that hard. Just hire people to do it. You buy the property, hire people to do it. You just basically customize everything. They ask you what materials you would like to see in your kitchen and rooms, blah blah blah. Some people like extra padding in the room so that you don't hear what the other person's doing in the other room and stuff like that. Um, Building your own home, you're basically just customizing it. And knowing that you're a Libra, I just wouldn't doubt it. You might even go that route. I can see it. I can see it. And if you have the budget and stuff like that, I can only imagine that you would want to customize and want maybe a certain material, or maybe you like cherry wood or whatever. You built one in Mexico. Okay, nice. Like a vacation home? Where in Mexico? Is it like Mexico City, Cancun? Okay. So then what it's. So then you do know what goes behind all of that. Then, maybe the laws are a little different here. I'm sure, or the regulations and whatnot, and needing to get permissions for this and that and all this crap, versus Mexico. Okay, so you're from Puebla, so that's really close to Mexico City. So I'm guessing, I wish Cancun. LOL. Well, I heard that it's still pretty affordable, so why not? So so were you born and raised in Puebla, or is your family just from there? Or were you born there but raised here? Um, My family's from Mexico. I was born and raised here, but I'm first generation, so we still are very Mexican, so we visit often. Okay, okay, awesome. I bet it must be fun though. You know, you have like your own vacation home. You don't have to worry about booking a hotel. You don't have to worry about any of that. You know, so I mean, I'm sure that sounds like fun anyway. My family still does the ofrendas in November and the rosarios and all of that. Okay, yeah, for sure. Yeah, the ofrendas for Dia de los Muertos, for sure. Can only imagine. My family is from Mexico City, so pretty close to Puebla. Um, my father has a home in Mexico City. Um, but I don't know. Like some areas are wonderful, but then there are some areas in Mexico City where it's like, I'd rather stay away. It's probably a lot safer in Skid Row. So, you know, a lot of people say that they love Mexico City and stuff like that, and there's a lot of cool things to do, and there is, you know, like I mean, I've explored a lot of like the cool areas like Coyoacan and stuff like that. You know, I passed by Frida Kahlo's house because I like historical stuff. So, you know, I went to like the museums. I went, you know, to like all the cooler stuff. Well, to me, that's more like the cooler stuff. You know, I didn't see the pyramids, which that's on the bucket list, but I haven't visited enough. So lately, these past few visits that I have done was mainly to go see family. So yeah. Um, but yeah, I do want to visit. I do want to see the pyramids. I do want to visit other stuff because I'm more into like the historical landmarks and like the historical touristy stuff. Other people they're more into just like the partying and you know the all that stuff. So, but yes, I will talk to you later. Have fun. Good night. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end the live stream from here. Thank you so much, everyone who came today. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.